Hey, everybody, it's Tony George along with Sean Salisbury, host of the Sean Salisbury Show over there at iHeartRadio, the best sports talk show in the country. Tune in, subscribe, check it out. Whatever it is over there, you got to go check this guy out every week, man. He's awesome. And on top of that, he's been picking some winners for you here for Doc Sports. And, of course, you follow Sean at Sean Unfiltered on Twitter. Follow me at TGeorgeSports. And Sean and I bounce back a little bit during the week as well, have a little bit of fun on Twitter, and always engaging. And I'll tell you what, Sean, last week the entire universe thought the Buffalo Bills were just going to walk all over a storied Pittsburgh Steelers program with a storied starting quarterback. And Ben Roethlisberger lost about 25 pounds and came in good shape. And they were basically dominated for most of the game and really couldn't get it going at all. And a little bit of a surprise to a lot of people. You and I had talked about this a couple weeks ago that you better not discount the Steelers. You know, I never saw a team that was getting 6.5 points in the opening week that are being discussed about winning a division. But right. What have you? A little disappointing start for Buffalo. And Miami goes up, and New England hands them a ball game, but they walk out of New England with a win, which is always tough to do. You're an NFL guy, Sean. You know how Bill Belichick's got his guys ready to go, and the little tiny things that people don't do well, New England always does well. But they had a rookie quarterback. Rookie quarterbacks did not fare well last week, Sean. But I thought we saw a lot of signs of life out of Jones. He just, fumble. You can't fumble inside the red zone, at the end of a game against a good team. But Miami, serviceable, nothing spectacular, only put up 250 yards of offense. Sean, my question is, and then your thoughts, can Buffalo possibly start out 0-2 when they were everybody's favorite to maybe go to the Super Bowl over the Chiefs? That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, Tony, sure they can. You're right. And when you lay the ball down at the 8-yard line, Mac Jones played a good game, but the one stat that you want, you got to come out with a win. And, Tua is going to continue to get questioned. People fascinate me. He plays efficient enough to win, but it's almost like you want spectacular. Even if you look at it's a weird thing. And not everybody can be Mahomes where you can look spectacular or win every week, or Brady. Tua's got a ways to go. That was his 10th start. So that push that aside. But Miami's a good football team, man. They are. They're solid. They're well coached. Brian Flores, a Bill Belichick disciple. You're going to get not only effort, but they're a smart football team. Now, the Buffalo Bills were a disappointment last week. They're a lot of people's favorite to be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. And Tony, I constantly talk about how quickly you can get over failure, whether it's a play or a game or adversity and bad things, and move on to the next play or the next week or the next game. But I also focus a lot on success after you score a touchdown, quarterback position. You got to get over it and move on to the next one. You got to get over them equally as quick. And how do you handle failure? And how do you get over it? The same thing with success. This offseason, Buffalo's been the fair-haired guys all offseason. They've got an MVP candidate. They've got a great coach. They've got a good defense. It's Buffalo Bills fans. Everything this offseason was Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Look out, Kansas City. And that could still be true. A lot of us had them as a possible 1 seed, and that the Super Bowl was going through Buffalo, and it still may. It's one game. But I can tell you this, they don't want to go down 0-2 because that division's getting better. Zach Wilson, I know the Jets aren't very good, but he's going to beat somebody he's not supposed to this year. We know Miami. We know New England. Buffalo should win the division. This is going to be a hell of a game. I can't imagine Buffalo not showing up and not getting after the quarterback better and not running the ball better. I wonder how they handle off-season success, Tony. I wonder if they looked at the press clippings. They're well coached too. Everything about them. It's one game. We overreact all the time, good and bad. But sometimes you start to look and say, yeah, we're pretty damn good, man. It's okay to think that, but you can't let it turn you into being casual. The Steelers were floundering around in the first half, and then all of a sudden, I think Mike Tomlin's underrated. I think he's a Hall of Fame coach. I don't know why he just doesn't. We start talking about coaches, and there's Mike Tomlin. Screw that. Mike Tomlin's a great football coach, and his team came back in the second half. Ben Roethlisberger gets going. You mentioned him, and there you go. Go on the road in their house, take care of their business, and they head back to Pittsburgh with a win. I like Buffalo in this game. Kind of like, I'm not comparing them to Notre Dame. I cannot fathom they're not going to come out this week and cut it loose. Miami's going to have to play better than they did against New England, and they played pretty solid, but they're going to have to be a bit more spectacular. And I would expect Josh Allen, the Buffalo defense, to get after it. I like last I saw, Tony, was 3 or 3.5. Did it go up in the last hour or two? I haven't looked at it.
No,
since then.
It's 3.5, and the total's 47.5.
Yeah, I'm taking. I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo pitches a low-scoring game on Miami,
Yeah,
and that Miami goes in. I mean, and that Buffalo takes care of their business. I fully expect, and I don't guarantee anything in the gambling world, but I can tell you this: that I would expect that Miami's going to get Buffalo's best. Buffalo concede. Could they go 0-2? Yes, they're not going to though. Sometimes getting smashed in the mouth flips the switch on you and say, you know what? We got to turn that around this week and take care of it, just like the Green Bay Packers are going to have to do after that embarrassment against the Saints, and they will against Detroit. But in this game, I like the Buffalo Bills to rebound. They're more spectacular. They will make more plays in the passing game. They'll be a bit more physical, although Miami will show up. I like Buffalo in that 6 to 10 range, and it could get worse than that if Josh Allen's hot. I'm taking Buffalo in this one. I got the favorite, just like I did in the other game, which I don't like to do as much. Buffalo should win this football game. They're not going 0-2.
Well, a couple of things here from a betting perspective. If you like Buffalo, this will be up to 4 by Sunday. And the one thing I noticed was Miami, while they did beat New England, only put up 259 yards of offense. And while Pittsburgh Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger went a little crazy in the second half last week, the Bills held the Pittsburgh offense to 253 yards. And then you take a look at this. You take a look at this game, and these two offenses scored 16 and 17 last week, and their defenses allowed 16 and 23. And I think you're going to see a lower scoring game here. I think the best bet in this game for me would be under 47.5. And if you like Sean, you know, we're talking about the spread, and that's 11 to 10 odds, folks, out here in Vegas. What that means is you're going to lay 110 to win 100. Well, what I would do if you like Miami, because I don't like the hook on the 3, that's the 3.5. You can bet this at -3 at -120 or 130. On, you know, you're gonna have to pay extra juice if you lose. You pay it up front, but I would remove the hook and get rid of it and take the -3 so you get a push if it lands 20 to 17 or something like that. I'm with Sean. I'm thinking a 24-17 ball game here wouldn't surprise me. I think you'll see a little bit about Buffalo. And just remember something about the NFL, folks. Never put a lot of stock into what you saw the week before. Example, Green Bay. You know, they're not going to be that. They're not going to be that bad. Now, systematically, with all the white noise off the field and Aaron Rodgers and all this, that, and the other, for instance, systematically the whole team broke down. Offensively, defensively, special teams, the quarterback play, and coaching. They had every single aspect of that game. They did not perform. And Sean Payton coached that guy's ass off. You know, he had a team ready to play that wasn't even at home, that was playing in Jacksonville, that been down in wherever they've been practicing. You know, so I think I don't think you can fix it all, and I'm not excited about laying 10.5 with any team on Monday Night Football. And Detroit showed some moxie last week, coming back against a good San Francisco team that kind of threw in the towel and then found out, wait a minute, they're not giving up. But at the end of the day here, Buffalo's not as bad as they looked last week. Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I think I'm not sold on Tua yet. He's serviceable versus a quarterback that's spectacular. And I think you're going to see that this Sunday, Sean.
I would agree, Tony. And I would expect defenses, put it this way, if there was an offense to explode against the defense, it will be Buffalo instead of Miami. If it's 17-13, then it may be Miami close. They've had a phenomenal defensive game. If this game starts to creep into the mid-20s, not only will we cover, and you'll still get your under, because if anybody that's going there, because I don't see this game being 31-28, 40-33. I don't think Miami's capable against this team as far as offense goes. I'm with you. And like I said, and that you're talking about Rodgers, I got news for you. He didn't forget how to play football in that Green Bay team. They'll get better as well. Wake-up calls can sometimes be good better now than later in the season, where you start to realize maybe we're not as good as we thought we were. So I'm with you. I think the Buffalo, a little more explosive and a few more playmakers on Buffalo's offense. I like them, and you're right about the hook. I just think that even if it goes to 4, I feel fairly safe with this. I don't know why I'm this confident, but maybe it's because they took that beat down in the second half. Even though it was a close game, Pittsburgh came back out, and Buffalo losing at home, I don't think you're going to see that to Pittsburgh. I don't think they're going to carry their performance over into this game against Miami.
He's Sean Salisbury. Find him at iHeartRadio, Sean Salisbury Show, at Sean Unfiltered. Take advantage of a big play this weekend I've got in the NFL. 10-3 so far in the NFL, including the preseason. Nice little 3-1 week last week. Thank you, Raiders, for coming in on Monday night. Ooh. Right. And nonetheless, we got a free $60 for you. Link in the description below. Come over to Docs and get hooked up with some big-time winners this weekend. Thanks for tuning in.